Hello and welcome to Exeposé Press Preview. I'm Beth Chalmers, here with editor Sarah Gough and news editor Fiona Potigny. Thank you for joining me today. Now, your main story this week covers the issues of diversity within the University of Exeter. Could you tell me a little bit more about this?
So this was an investigation that I ran with my lovely co-editor, Susanna Keogh, and basically we sent off a few Freedom of Information requests to try and get down to the nitty-gritty of the statistics at Exeter. Obviously, we're not stereotypically known as being the most diverse university, so we wanted to know a little bit more about this. So we looked into this, and it turned out that just 18.6% of Exeter students on the whole, both undergraduates and postgraduates, come from black minority ethnic backgrounds. So this means that, for example, in comparison to some other universities, perhaps a bit further north of us, that we're not doing as well. However, this was fairly consistent with the rest of the Southwest. We also saw with BME staff, the levels were quite low. There was a gradual improvement of 0.3% since 2012, but unfortunately it was still quite low at just 6.5%. So what we've got to ask ourselves really is, whilst this is consistent for the Southwest, when the university are actually recruiting from outside sources, from students from all areas, can we really justify the fact that this figure is so low?
And we want to know sort of how the university and the guild are looking to support, black minority ethnic students, and what sort of strategies are out there to improve the intake. And we've got a great comment piece as well from the former vice president of the African and Caribbean Society. She's written a great comment on how it feels to be black in a white space, as she's put it.
Oh, that's very interesting. And in relation to this topic, University of Exeter has also missed its student intake of state school students.
Yeah, that's right. We've run a story on page 3 of News This Week about how the uni has missed the benchmark. There's a government set benchmark of the number of state school students that should be welcomed into the university, and it's been amended for the uni as we're in southwest sort of white middle class area, but they've still missed it by about 5%, and that they are bringing in fines for unis who are missing this benchmark. And I think a few other Russell Group unis have missed it as well: Durham, Edinburgh, Imperial College, amongst a few others. So I think there's extra pressure on Russell Group unis now to really diversify and have a broad range of students.
And of course, with these fines as well, it can affect the research qualities of the universities. Having their funding cut is going to be a big thing for them, so it's something that they're really going to have to push to sort out.
Okay, thank you. In other Exposé news, I heard you had some exciting interviews coming up.
Yeah, we've got a couple of good interviews in this week. We've got Nish Kumar, who's a comedian, who's been on What the Week and doing it for about 10 years now, so he's coming to Exeter next week. We've got an interview with him in Arts and Lit, so he's at the Bike Shed and on the 1st of November, I think, and he's talked a lot about getting involved with comedy at uni. He was at Durham, and just sort of how to break into the industry really.
And then just as The Apprentice has started again on our screens, I think we're about to go into week 4 now. We've got a really good interview with Solomon from last series, who spoke to our editor, James Beeson, and he basically talked about his time here at Exeter. He was a geography student here, a bit about how Lord Sugar wasn't that keen on him, and he also mentions how Exeter's a great place to study, to start a business up, given the rather wealthy student population, as he puts it.
It's a theme here across the issue.
Yeah, basically.
Now, I know you have a special feature coming up on the British Film Festival this week. Could you tell me more about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we've got a spread about the BFI Film Festival in London. A couple of our writers were lucky enough to get press passes to go down to London and see a few of the films just out. We've got a big review of The Assassin, which is directed by a Cannes Film Festival award-winning director, and a review of High Rise as well, which is the new Sienna Miller film, and a few other kind of like alternative indie films, so it's a really good read.
Are there any films in particular you're looking forward to? Or?
I know you said...
Yeah, I'm particularly looking forward to The Room, which was based on the Emma Donoghue book about a mother and her son sort of held in captivity. It's a really kind of gritty / intense film, so that should be quite exciting to see.
Yeah. Oh, we look forward to that then. Finally, on Wednesday is the football Varsity. Could you tell me how you're planning on covering that?
Yeah, we've got a preview in Sport this week about the football Varsity on Wednesday. I don't think Exeter have been doing too well so far this season. They're playing Bath, and Bath are slightly ahead of them in the table, but hopefully they can, go with some local support and really put a good performance out on the day, and we wish them all the best of luck.
Let's hope so. Thank you so much, Fiona and Sarah. This was Exposé Press Preview. I'm Beth Chalmers. Make sure to pick up your Halloween edition of Exposé this Monday. Thank you for watching.